Howdy good people, I'm recording at 24 frames per second as I go up towards Bangkok Christian College. I've got a really big difference here. I'm just on the polarizer lens as well, and yeah, just being here behind the microphone's facing away from me actually. What I might do is I might just turn it around. Maybe I don't need to. Seems to be doing a pretty good job. But if I just turn it around like this, it seems to be a little bit strong. So I think what I can do is just stand really close to the back of the DJI Action 3, and you'll be able to still hear me pretty well. So this is the elementary school, I think, and here where I go straight up this road. Assumption Convent, so Catholic, I guess. And all kinds of cool stuff up here. I wonder how the 24 frames per second of the basketball court. There's rings regulation. Have to go in and check one day. Although I think the kids, it's lower, isn't it? Like 8 foot or something. Nice sky by the looks of it. It's always got heavy clouds around here because we are close to the river, the Chao Phraya River. And that's why at night here it rains a lot. That's when it cools down just enough for the clouds to gather weight. Anyway, tomorrow I'm getting 4 terabyte hard drive, and the reason is that what I'm going to be doing, okay, it's me. So what I'm going to be doing is holding on to all the videos, just all the raw videos I make. This can only record in this. No, I think can record in RAW. The DJ. I'll have to check that out. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, unless you're doing cinematic movies, I don't think that there's no real point. Most video editing software can work wonders on MP4 these days. So, but the goal is just to keep every video separate, to keep a hard file. But then also to use Telegram to upload the files. Telegram, I think, is by far the most fantastic communication app I've ever come across by now. For the cost of about US $1 a week, I can upload unlimited amount of files up to, I think it's a 4 gigabyte limit on the file size. Just think about that for a moment. 20 years ago, the whole computer hard drive wasn't 4 gigabytes. I can remember when they were talking about 1 gigabyte being like $2,000. And I had a compact 256 megabyte of hard drive, and I thought, well, I could never fill that up. Well, these days you fill up 255 megabytes in less than 1 minute of video. So dark, wasn't it? And you know, it's kind of amazing that kind of thing, that happens. We go through so much data these days, we don't really know if we're ever going to use it again. But still, 4 terabytes, that's over 1,000 3.5 gigabyte files. Most videos I think go up to 3.5 gigabyte file size, or DJ anyway, I should say. I'm not too sure, because the SD cards, if you're recording to an SD card, there's limitations on file sizes, so I think it's about 3.5 gigabyte. I think it is 3.5 gigabyte. So when you think about it, 1,000 files, that's 20 videos a week. Each video that's 3.5 gigabytes is about 5 minutes. It's 100 minutes a week. I don't know if I can make that much, but once a year, you know, that's not too bad. But then Telegram, you can have this video for free, but you've got to keep the service running. And I can remember I had one problem with Telegram once, and that was that, alright, how are we doing? I had one problem once with Telegram. When I moved from Australia to Japan, I went back, I lost the phone number. I couldn't get an SMS message for some strange reason. And so I actually lost my Telegram. So I've got to be careful of that. And there's no real way to get help from some of these big social media companies. It might be a little bit difficult. There's only one I found that's really good, Zoom. They will contact you back. And they gave me a special account. Everything's unlimited. And it's a phenomenal application. But still, when you're trying to introduce a new application to students that just do not use it on a daily basis, it's really hard for them to stay on, to just to use it. I think what happens here is, well, just like I've found in other parts. Let's say you tell someone, well, we use Zulip here. You have to. They can set up every other app that runs exactly the same way as Zulip. There'll be no difference in how it's registered and how it works. And but what will happen is that when you'll have an app that you register exactly the same way, but now this new app will come along. You will say the registration process is exactly the same. They're not, no matter what it is, they're going to want you to hold their hand. They're not going to know what it is. They're not going to understand it. And so, how to get them to do it without your time, effort, and energy? Because you've got to spend your time and effort and energy on something else. So the only way to do it is just to actually make it a certain percentage of their score. You have to register this app, that's worth 2%. So then they'll actually do it. And I had this problem in Japan. Japanese are very different though, much more methodical. They will go through and follow the instructions, no matter what. There you go, here, Martin, so you want one of them? They will follow the instructions. Wow, this looks nice and light. Right? It's a little bit dark here. I just wonder if you can see the shutter speed's still over 100. But I wonder what it looks like out here. I actually did notice a dramatic difference in the polarizer compared to the UV lens, and also the original lens that the DJI comes with. What I noticed is that this does block out a lot of the reflection light. Okay, good. And that was really good. That was me. And just got a little bit further to go. That's the W building. That's where that's the building, the front of the building I'm going to. It's up on Square, I think it's called. It's where the gym is. There's another gym across the road. Virgin Gym. They're really boutique type. Yeah, let's do cardio at the gym kind of thing. But what's very interesting, what it is that I think Telegram's great. I think that now that it's been worked on for a couple of years, it's much more transferable now. As long as you remain logged into it and then you want to transfer it to the new phone number, you can do it. So that makes things a lot easier for everybody. Now the other thing is that do I 100% trust it with big files? What about trying to find them? I couldn't find the file name on it, so I decided to do it so that all I had to do was put the date that the files are uploaded. So if somebody does want a specific file, I can actually get the name from the YouTube video, because they go to YouTube first, check out all my videos and go, I want that one. And so there'll be a file name attached to it. So all they do is send me that file name. That file name has the date, and I just go straight into Telegram. Go the date that video was made. Okay, I've got it. There's the video they want, and I can send it to them. It's not complicated at all, but it's just a little bit of it's a thinking. You just got to think. And I think you've got to try to avoid people thinking as much as possible, because it seems to be that if it's not something mundane and done all the time and done non-stop, then it's not something people want to do. It's this. The BC brick. First time in Southeast Asia, but I don't even know what that is. Looks like a big building. So anyway, this is where I'm going in. 7-Eleven, get some Mentos, but I guess we'll make another video later on. And it's a nice building in the middle of all these big high rises. It's a more traditional, wealthy person style building. I think it's some kind of gallery now with a restaurant. So that's where I'm going. So I think that's the end of that. So I'll continue on later on. Have a good evening.